Hey, what's up, boy? Let me move you into the camera so people can see you, boy. Yeah. My baby. Here, I'll give you some to eat. Oh, boy. Hey, are you hungry? You're going to tip, are you? Don't do that. I don't want to have to weight you down. Wait. Dad. Don't. You're going to fall backwards. Come here. Eat this shit. It's back. Oh! Don't. Damn it. It's problematic. Something heavy. Cinder blocks. Stop! Rope. Dad, stop moving. Ridiculous. No, that's not it. Let's see here. This hand's for you. Ah, got it. Come here. Come on. Why do I have to do this? That has to be Gears. What's up, man? I'm I'm having to he's gotten more active the last couple days somehow. I fed him some steak and then all of a sudden, but he's been tipping his chairs over, so I'm gonna get some cinder blocks and weight the chair down on either side so he can't do that because he's gonna flip himself back. I'm just bringing chat up right now. Give me a sec. Oh goodness gracious. Come on. There we go. Okay. I remark myself as more important than other people on YouTube. I don't know, man. Where you finally swap to more nude friendly platform, and now you're doing a portrait. I came here for. I'm gonna go back to that. And this thing with Twitch is not over. I actually have plans. It's gonna be good. Okay. Do this here. Did I not cut it? There it is. Come on. QFX taking a screenshot of your highest rating and putting it on profile pic usually helps if you're not. Shut up. Weight him down. Give me a second here. I have to do this. Oh. Oh. Can't believe I have to do this shit. All right, so no, that's not gonna work. If he leans back, it goes this way. This I want it right here. That's it. I don't know if that's gonna work. That should work. This is getting more complicated day by day. Ain't no one gonna be. I don't know what that means. 12:45 pumping. I've been PVE nerdery. Yeah, you haven't been doing PVE. No, I don't want them to do that. If they do, it's gonna make it so much worse. The weapon thing. Dude, I hate this heart button on the side of the screen. It is blocking my view. I wonder if I can do this. If I do this sideways, there you go. It goes away. That's how it. That was a monster leap, though, made pushing hump in late season a nightmare. Yeah, it did. Well, for me, it was impossible. And Zerx and I, we actually, gears. Remember, it was like they had the gear and everything back then. Like they made it even worse because you could upgrade the gear. And Shadowlands, season 1 we played, but Zerx and I just ended up actually unsubbing. Because there was a lot of feedback against it too, whether you agreed with it or not. And Blizzard literally just ignored it for like the longest time. And in my opinion, it was such an easy fix, and they didn't do it. And I had it with them at that point too. Obviously other reasons, but yeah, if they do that shit again. And hey, by the way, QFX, 2200. I mean, I guess you could probably do it in threes if you got in a good group, but that's hard to do now, man. It's not like it was. Like, you don't have like, all these other players. Let's see if this works. Okay. He can still push himself over, maybe. But I think he's weighted down now. Always got to watch you. All right, we're going to get to painting. Sorry, I just had to secure him. It's a good thing that he was lifting himself up, because like he's tipped himself. He's starting to tip himself at home now. And so it is an issue. I have to, he's fallen over twice, 2 or 3 times actually. Yeah, if you had it, you had a good time. But I mean, that's what, look, a lot of these good players too, they're dropping down in rating and just destroying people like myself. Gears, did I tell you, Xerxes and I fought at 1640 or 30, somewhere around there. Um, Double rank ones. They were rank ones. Each time was like 8 or 9 time rank one, and each of them were like multi glads about 12 times, something like that. It was like in the ballpark, and it was insane. And we almost killed. I mean, they had double mage, and we almost killed one of them. But um, that's that's sub 1650, man. And everything else is like all these multi glads. Now, again, the way I look at it, I like fighting these people because it makes you better. But I mean, the new player is going to be very put off. I mean, it's so difficult. And plus, the seasonal rewards, they still keep them at the same level at 1800 for the full set. But the difficulty is much harder. And, it's just like for a player like you got it, I think, already. But somebody like myself, it's just, it's most people aren't going to, like, that's why people aren't playing. It's absolutely crazy right now. Okay. Let's go in and work the drawing up just a little bit here. I don't think I could play with you on my European account if they divided it. Yeah, I'd have no clue how that would work. Yeah, nobody's in threes now. I don't know. I want there to be, man. I want the game to fail like it seems to be failing. The season gear looks really dog shit anyway. No reason for anybody to even do it. I know. The thing is, the mage, I looked at it, I kind of like it. I mean, but it's like, come on, man. I mean, but Gears, honestly, like as a designer or as rather a programmer, how hard is it for them to simply lower the gate for rewards? Like like they should, 1600 should be 18, in my opinion, right now. Partially Blizzard, partially mid-season dump. Everybody has gear. Anybody that wants to push is waiting for the last 2 weeks at this point, which is a horrible design. If you got Glad once, you don't even need any more. And the rank 1 mounts aren't crazy either. They got a bit of extra armor. I like a lot of those, but I mean, it's everything's so stingy in PvP. All I do is sit on here and complain on this channel about PvP on an art channel. Stupid. All right. What did I do last night? Did I play? No, I went to bed. Went to bed around 11 o'clock. It's not bad for me. If you want to move the goalpost, it's just a game data value. You erase the 1800 and put 1600 like a spreadsheet. It's a design choice. But why don't they do that? I mean, is it because you can get in like solo shuffle, so they're trying to incentivize you to go there? If you would enter a pre-made with a bunch of folks with 2.2k weapons against peeps without, you'd have a good time. Well, so here's the thing, like a pre-made group, there are a lot of pre-made groups and you don't even need those weapons to just dominate. And that might be fun once or twice, but after a while it gets very boring. But a lot of teams do it. I mean, it's like, and we're actually just discussing that today because, like Oka, is people are frustrated with, for example, AVM right now and what they're doing because they we can't seem to fight them because they're always dodging, but they're totally fine with farming the pugs and this and that. Okay, that's not working. The nose is not working. This comes up some. But my point being, all they do is farm pugs and kill pugs. Normal groups, like if you have an organized group, you go in there, you can wipe them instantly. If you have half decent players, and after a while, that just gets extremely old. You're just like, this is boring. Like most of the time, I'm at the point where if I'm in a group like that, I just sit back and just wait for a straggler, so maybe I can try to 1v1 them. My arena mates and I used to queue some BGs when bored, and man, the kill stats with the weapons were just through the roof. Yeah, I mean that's fun. Like if it's more of an even playing field and you're just dominating, but if it's like your whole team's doing it, it just sucks. Strongly suspect 1800 would be trivial if the participation were near blitz levels, but participation drops off a cliff after the reward incentive threshold. If they move the goalpost, they have to commit to moving it based on participation, which makes a heavy maintenance. They don't want more work. Yeah, but I mean, it's like it's so bad. Like, when do they change it? It should be. I don't know. If they want to fix that, they should make it so it's like if you play like 100 games or something, you get this, or 200 games, you get this, right? Like if you want it that way, that at least will encourage some participation. Like, you still have the titles, you still have certain things with Rival, but I don't care so much about the titles as I do the things that can last in the account. Is booming not in its form anymore? You can get glyphs to change it, right? But design goal is to keep participation at a certain level. Their MMR rewards, inflation is all based on certain amount of participation. I think it's just such a bad design. They need to come up with something else at this point. Because if it's based off participation, they're not really incentivizing people to play right now. But I guess like if they don't care about twos, it makes sense. Yeah. That's a boomy glyph, yeah. Okay. I'm just going over the drawing. See, this piece moves over some actually. This shape to this shape. This comes over. If that's over, then the eye starts here, and then the eye is going to be coming over some as well. This comes over some. And that makes sense because this area is too small. Put that in. There we go. So I'm just trying to kind of push the drawing some at this point. And then this piece comes over this way, down. And then we have this. That looks good. There, and then take this. Softened. Something like that. And that is looking a little bit better. Move that over. Right there. Still needs to move over some. There you go. That's a little bit better. Casting is the latest gear. PvP CC is insane. Micro CC is garbage. Yeah. Their other designs are trampling on PvP. I don't think they know how to fix it without making a massive swing. Big risk. They've already alienated PvPers. They can't afford to do the same to PvE players. So, like, don't you think, because the way that I think about all this stuff is like, with PvP, and I'm talking about like world PvP and all that stuff, is what makes the game more lively, especially on those realms. Like, just going out, interacting with other players, fighting and this and that, it makes you understand your characters better. It's a different type of gameplay. It's refreshing, and you can switch between PvE and PvP now. They've done a lot for that. Like, I would think that there would be more of an incentive to push into PvP. Just give a few more rewards. Why not? Give them rewards and make it say, like, you know, after, like, if their design of participation is not working, if you want to get people back in there and get the participation up, right? You put incentives in that don't require you to get these crazy ass high ratings that are impossible, that only, like, honestly the top 2 or 3% of the player base can get. I would think that would just be obvious. And it's simple fixes that they could at least try, and it wouldn't break PvP and it wouldn't break PvE. It's so funny. It's like Boomy dominates in the tournament, log in, die at 1600 because no rank 1 rogue peels. Log off. I mean, the whole thing's out of control, honestly. But they know they've alienated PvP. I personally agree they don't have enough PvP rewards. It's cheap and easy. Artists cost nothing. They're paid like McDonald's employees. Just have them pump out shit. I mean, I would be... It could be an off... They're doing off-color stuff, right? Okay, let's start putting some color into this, and then I can always go back and fix the design, because I've been working on the... Wait, let me check a couple more things down the mouth. I didn't really... Then we can... Let me see. I didn't really work much on the mouth area. But yeah, I just... It seems like to me that a lot of the issues are happening because they just won't make simple fixes, simple changes. I get you have balance. Like, they're always trying to... Look, nothing's ever going to be balanced, but I personally believe that they do a very good job with trying to balance in gameplay. They really spend a lot of time there. And then they screw it up with mundane things, like simple things. And simple things just like the rewards. Just up the rewards, change the numbers, right? That's where they mess things up. The gameplay is always... I find the gameplay what draws me in. It hurts when they take a model and legit just hue shift the texture and call it a new set. Gets my blood boiling with how yeah, it's lazy. I know. I get that. Like, I feel the same way. You know? I do. I feel the same way with that. How do I get this stupid thing off, man? Hide this. Can I heart? If I heart, will it go away? Let me figure out how to get this. Anyway. So like on my phone, there's this like at the bottom message, the heart's covering like the word. So every time I need to read, I need to go and lift it up. And I just wish that it was, I need to figure out how to get that off. I don't think I can get it off. Anyway. I don't know, Gears. It just, like I said, it feels like these are small fixes that they could make that are, they're easy changes. It's like the low-hanging fruit, you know? It's like they always overcomplicate things. Like they spend forever. How long did it take them to do that shitty battleground with the carts? And why do they have to have some like fancy cart thing? Why not just make something like AV where it's just simple? You just go and fight. I agree this with the color comments thing. I agree. There's a couple things I need to get used to, but fortunately, it's not like it's not bad still. But yeah, I hear you. It would be cool if they had some challenging arena maps where you'd have to move, otherwise you take damage or something. I mean, I just like things that are simple, just something cool, like a battle in a city or something where you have like capture the flag is fun. Just keep it simple. And you're going to have a lot of replayability with that stuff. It's not going to be like these raids that they put all this time and energy in, storytelling, voice acting and stuff, and then it's over in 6 months. But they're like, oh, the lore, the lore. They can do that. But PvP is like, there's so many things they can do that it's just like, it seems like it would take them a weekend. And it would fix like an array of things, and they don't do it for like decades. Have the dots if you click on chat, and can you disable reactions? My chat here doesn't have it. Let me turn it like this. I don't see it. There's a reaction here. Let me see if I can disable this. What is this? No. Create clip, no. I don't have the dot. Let me see if there's actually, if I get out of the live chat, if this thing works. No. There's no option for it, unfortunately. That's okay. Wait a second. Additional settings. Nope, that's not it. Oh, that's how you remove the heart. Okay, yeah. Anyway. Oh, man. Isn't weapon good in arena you get through Mythic? Gears would know that one, but I'm pretty sure look. I like they've done a good job with the gearing, in my opinion. Now, because you can get into PvE with PvP gear and vice versa, which you should. It shouldn't be such an impediment, in my opinion. They've done a lot of good things. They've done a lot of good things. You can get Mythic 1 weapons the same level as PvP weapons, but there isn't real advantage to it. The version of gear upgrade system is by far the best they've had in a while. I think that's what you said. Man, I thought it was cool that you could get your OP PvE shit and use it in PvP. See, what you're talking about, like, kills PvP, just on a larger scale. I mean, I know why you're saying that. I hear you on that. It's just a lot of people hate PvE for whatever reason, and they don't want to spend the time having to farm that content because they feel like Blizzard is trying to get metrics out of them at this point. Like, oh, to enjoy this type of content, PvP, you're making me PvE, and that's upping your numbers. Because I don't trust Blizzard at all. I despise them, actually. Blizz went the opposite direction, balanced the different gear sets to be mostly equal, whether they're from PvP or PvE, just different ways to accumulate the gear. Which is how, like, you should be able to play the content you want. You shouldn't be forced into it. That's the philosophy. So, like, QFX, like I was saying, two expansions ago, actually, they had a real issue with gearing. A lot of people left because of this stuff. So it's essentially what happened. But now, like, I agree with Gears and what he said with the state of PvP gear right now. Like, they're doing a lot of really good things. And I like PvP. I find it's like the most fun content that I do. You know, I really enjoy it. I think their gameplay is brilliant. I really do. Even though, I mean, I do believe that they need to tone down the CC, obviously. I mean, that's just so stupid. It's ridiculous. Second, guys. It's too much. Take this out. It's too much. Like that. Hey, boy. You trying to move? I think I got the wrong red. Got the wrong red. Wrong red. I just want to get an advantage if I play a lot, you know. If I play a lot, but my power stays the same as someone who plays once a week, there's no fun in that. I used to feel the same, but if I play all week, I ain't losing to a once a week Andy, no matter what his gear looks like. Yeah, exactly. That's how I look at it too. I mean, like, if you're a skilled player, you will beat them. Like, they've really made the game like so that you can get to a very good level, but you can always get a little bit better. That's why I like the game design. I think it's brilliant game design. Absolutely brilliant. I guess that's why I get so frustrated when I see stupidity in the game like this, because I feel like it's so unnecessary. I always feel like the things that would make it wildly successful are the low-hanging fruit that for some inexplicable reason they never take advantage of. Just like a number change here, this and that. It's not a design problem, in my opinion. I don't know. But yeah, I'm with Gears on that one. I've noticed if I go up against somebody who doesn't play like Arena or something or whatever, I just start, you chip away at them, and it's just, you know, I don't like it when I'm just beating somebody because of my gear. I do not like that. For me, that doesn't feel good. The progression, I understand, you know, like you want to stomp, but I mean, it's like if you play a lot, that's what I like. It's the progression of you actually improving, not just a number shift, you know, like on a weapon, you know. I just looked at that Mage 1800 gear. It's actually not bad. Exactly, see? The Mage gear isn't bad. Maybe the best looking set, honestly. Yeah, and I can't get it. I cannot get it. The highest rating we've gotten is like 1656 or something. It's unbelievable. We got 1907 last season, and it was not as hard as this. Like, I feel even those all the way through 1800 was not as hard as it is now in the 1600s. It is so difficult for Xerxes and myself right now. It is just insane. SM, what's up? It's nuts. Just do blitz. Maybe I should. How long until the season is over? If I do, I need to do it on Annalore. So that one I already have I have like 24 games in, so I'm almost out of the placement matches. That's another thing. Those placement matches are ridiculously long. And I'm in a losing one, so I'm really gonna have to work to get myself up. Like I got in a losing, so I was just getting really annoyed with everything. But Annalore is actually geared, so I think I got my weapon and everything. Yeah. Well, that's what everybody was saying. That's why I was curious. Not mixing well. Anyway. It's mixed up. On AWC video a month ago, everyone was posting buff MMR. Yeah, they did, but it's like, okay, when they started saying that, Xerxes and I were at 1600, and we're still around 1600. I think we go between 1600 and 1640. It didn't help for us. And we're playing, I am telling you right now, we are playing sharp. Like, I am doing more things now than I was doing last season. I know, I can see it. It's unbelievable how hard it is. Granted, we play on Saturday afternoon, which I think is not a good time to play. Then they buffed MMR, and you can't even tell because participation is too low for that to matter. I think it's all right on Europeans realms. 2.8K for the rank 1s is all right. Yeah, 2.8K, but it used to go up to like 3K and 35, didn't it? 3K was overshooting, but 2s is a bit longer. And again, look, if I'm a 1300 player, I'm fine with that. I am. But they put the rewards at this. It's the rewards. Like, that's why I think putting it behind just this random, it is a random number now, 1800, because it means something different every single season. That's why I say they should put it behind like games won or games played. Like, it's something like, put it by, if you want, look, put behind games won. That means it will take you longer to get it, but it rewards you for being better. You'll still get that reward. That's what I would do at this point, at this juncture. Mixing my purple. When you get to the color. get to the color. Don't put this top on. There we go. Oh, man. Ratings will skyrocket 200 points in the last 2 weeks. Well, if that's the case, then Zerks and I will get 1,800 the last 2 weeks, if that's the case. Because we're going between 1600 and 1640, 50 right now. But I also don't know if I want to trust that it will go up 200 points. Like, will it? Because participation's all-time low, I think, right now. There we go. That's what I wanted. What's going to happen, Gears? All I do is bitch and complain about Arena on an art stream. I think it does help me. You know what? I like talking about this stuff because it kind of is a nice escape for me. I want fives back. Yeah, fives was fun. It's not a question. Last 2 weeks MMR always goes up. Trust me. I hope you're right, man. If it goes up, then might get rival. So, but here's the thing, Gears. I told you this story. Zerks and I got rival. Remember, I think I told you we got rival the last hour of the season, like 2 seasons ago. we were like we won like 5 or 6 games in a row to get it too. But I kind of feel like that would be what would happen this time. And I don't know if we had it in us to pull that out again, because that was kind of a miracle that happened. And I frankly don't believe in miracles. I do believe in miracles. Oh boy, I'm forgetting to feed you, baby. Forgetting to feed your little ass. Come here. Ready? Open that little hand up. There we go. I got you, boy. Baby. My boy. I'm forgetting about him. That's not good. High five. Ready? All right. Yeah. But, look, silver lining, we're getting better. Getting much better. And it feels good. That I enjoy. I like that. Okay. This is a WoW stream that sometimes talks about art. Yeah, I know. Just seemed nuts to me, the pressure you could get in a go with 3 or 4 DPS. With enough gold, any rating is possible. I know, but I don't want to get it that way. I really do want to earn it. I really do want to earn it. And I guess that's the thing. I'm not a true 1800 player because I have to wait until the very end of the season to get it. In which case, I'm not a beginner, and that's another argument for them to lower, the reward system so that you get something for actually participating. Participation rewards. Okay, here we go. I'll just keep this for now. this smaller brush. What I'm doing with this. Using for this portrait because I noticed you haven't used any color yet. Just as you say, oh, anti-champion. So I was using, I mean, I don't know what technique. I mean, it was just, I was just going in monochrome trying to get the drawing. So everything that I do is to get the drawing. And even this is to get the drawing. Now I'm starting to work the impression, but the reason why I'm going in with a little bit of color now at this point is because I feel like I've pushed it, you know, to the point where I can start adding this type of like value. And I want to get a light and dark value and just lay a foundation down to kind of build the paint up. That's what I'm doing. So what technique? I don't know. I mean, I'm going to slowly layer this up just a little bit here. And I'm actually using a smaller brush than I normally do to put this in, but that's okay. I'm going to kind of like lightly scumble this on, put thin coats on, and just try to get the values, build the values up, build the lights up. But I am still, like, my mentality is to correct the drawing, like fix the shapes and stuff. So I'm trying to, yeah. So like the goal is to kind of fill the canvas, or the board in this case, as quickly as I can, or as evenly as I can, right? So as you can see, I'm kind of like, I'll use this to kind of blend in with the paint that I have underneath. I'm not really worried about color at this point, right? I'm not thinking about color. Like, this is one flesh tone, right? So I'm going to, you know, I can even go into the eyes there like that, even though it's not going to be the right color, but I'm not worried about that at this point. I'm just trying to get the light impression in, right? Lightly glaze this on, scumble rather. That is funny though, the second that you said that, I noticed that, and I had just started putting this on. That's why I wanted a smaller brush, so I could kind of get in here and work these shapes. See what we're doing. Slowly trying to get this in now. Really quick, to give you an idea, this is lightest light right here. That's white. Okay, so that should give you an impression of how light I can actually go with this. So this, like before, this looked like very bright, but it's really not. It's actually probably more a little bit mid-tone with how I'm putting it on as well. Are you earning it though when you play with someone who's 400 rating higher than you though? All semantics, you either carry or get carried. Somebody's always higher, lower rating, or more or less skilled. They're just excuses to put people down. If you played and got it, you earned it. Well, but okay. Xerx and I are Xerx, I think, is a little bit better than me, but we're kind of close in skill level, right? Like, there's some matches where I do better than him and vice versa, but when you and I play, you're going to be better than me probably 95% of the time, unless you just have a bad game. So there's a difference, right? Don't you agree with that? Because you should. Should. I'm almost going in this is almost like a grisaille at this point. I'm just trying to cover it and get the light values. I'm worrying about color less than I normally do. And partially the reason why I anti-champion is because I've noticed that this grind that I put on does not sit well with the Zinsser primer that I use, which is oil-based. So it's like almost like a glassy surface that makes it hard for me to apply the paint. So I'm kind of fighting it. So I'm saying, okay, if I'm not going to waste my time getting color. I'm just going to kind of build this up so that it gets the right, like, so then I can paint on it better once this dries. So I didn't tell y'all, but I shifted my strategy because I noticed that the paint was applying differently just now. All right, so now I'm essentially treating this like a grisaille, and then but it's the same thing. I'm still just trying to get the light impression, get the drawing, correct the drawing, right? Hey boy, getting an apple. And then obviously once we have that, we can start building the paint layers up. So I think for me, I know this looks awful. I don't care because I know where I'm at. Once I get a surface I can paint on, and as long as I'm maintaining control of the drawing, which I am, then you can make it look pretty afterwards, and the drawing is going to be correct. So it's not really going to back me up. Now, if you're aiming for like, oh, it needs to look good immediately, then you're freaking out right now. And I've been there before, but that's why I've been there so many times where I do such horrible work, and I know how to pull this off. And that's why I'm articulating this for you, is that with paint, one of the best things is to just stay calm and think about it like this, and then you're not going to freak out, and you're going to do a much better job with it. So there's always a plan. What's up, Injinji? Xerxes probably is a lot better than me. No one cares about the face. There we go. No one cares about your face. Get it right, idiot. See, with this, we can sculpt, shape everything. There we go. I can go in with a larger brush in a little bit, but for now, I'm just trying to get the drawing impression. So this, again, like in the actual photo reference that I have expertly listed right here, well, the face is crooked, and I'm actually correcting some of the proportional errors. I didn't have a better shot of this. This is the best picture that I could have gotten. I didn't take it, but the painting's nowhere to be photographed, so I have to correct it with my not insubstantial skills. There's always that post sketch where it's like you start to freak out a little bit. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, SM. That's it. I mean, if I'm at 2.2K and I'm getting carried by rank 1s to 2.4, I wouldn't really call it earned. It's a carry. You're going to have a much easier time getting it, but at the end of the day, nobody really cares. It's at perception. If I'm a rank 1 caliber player but have nobody to play with, so I pay money to play with Glads lower skill than me, did they carry me to Glads since I paid them to play with me? If you already are, then probably not. I have to constantly remind myself that I try to throw in a towel at this stage. Yeah, so again, and that's like, I always say this, that's one of the reasons why I stream, is because I noticed there's so many, one of the best lessons I learned, SM, was when I was at the Florence Academy, and I was having I would oftentimes have a very hard time, and then you go through this, like, it's like emotional trauma. Like, oh, I suck, and and then at the end of the day, you're tired and you're discouraged. But then I started noticing that the more, the more experience that I got, the more I was able to correct these things that normally would defeat me. So then it got me in the mindset of, wow, no matter how bad it is, as long as I just continue trying to get the drawing, I'm good. Just look at it okay, this is messed up. How do I do to fix this? Sure, it might be a little bit cumbersome at first, but it will be fixed. And then once you do it over and over again, you've been to that point, it looks horrible. And I know that, the experience I got from this is that chimney rock painting I just did. It's because it had the same type of surface that I had trouble painting on. So when I noticed that when I just started painting this just now, I shifted my approach because I've been there before, right? So that's kind of what I've done. So now what are we doing? We're gonna cover this texture right here. Once we cover this, then the paint's gonna stick better. And so I'm just setting this up for the next time that I paint, which is totally fine because it doesn't matter if I start putting a little color in right now or not. I'm trying to correct the drawing. And when you mainly want to put the values in at this point once you have the basic block in. You get the values in and that's going to change the way you see shapes, widths, heights, angles, and all sorts of stuff. And then you fix that. So we're always fixing the drawing. So it seems like it's going to back me up. I don't really think it is at this point. Actually, very good practice. And it tells me that I probably should try to do a different grind than I'm doing right now. So it's all good. So instead of freaking out, that's how we handle it. See? There we go. And I'm intentionally making this I'm trying to make this much thinner, right? And build it up almost sculpturally so that the cheek sinks back. There's more light here, right? We can soften these edges a little bit, and we can also get a little bit of lead white on our fingertips so we can poison ourselves, carry on the tradition. Slowly build our immunity up. Yes. You know, that's how we do it. And your Twitch tile to grow your channel. Yeah, QFX. Yeah, people do that. I released a YouTube video short on my channel once. Oh yeah, your rank 1 thing. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty funny actually. I don't know. Look, my thing is if I play with a player that's like my skill level, I want to do that because then I feel like, because I don't care about going through and telling somebody that I am a rank 1 or glad or anything like that. I want to earn that so that I know, because otherwise I feel just like such a cop out with that stuff. Like whenever I hear people do that, you know, and it's like they can't get up there themselves, they always have to pay somebody or whatever. To me, that shows like a sign of weakness, more weakness than it would be for somebody to never have that title, but who's trying to get there. I think that's better than the person who has the title who had to pay for it. Right. Now, I mean, obviously, it's one thing if you just wanted some reward for it, but if it's like bragging rights, I think that's pathetic. You know. So this is like I turn this into a grisaille now. That's what we've done. In Gingy. Exactly, for sure. A lot of times I think I'm going to go in and make progress, and I end up doing a lot of fixing. But in that fiction, I've actually made progress, and the pieces become better. And it's keeping that in mind, and it's experience, right? So you just stick with it. Just play with the peeps you're going to have a good time with. Yeah, that's why I play with Gears and Zerks, because they're fun to play with. The 2.6 those high rated players. Before I allow people to talk to me in game, I demand they link me with my achievement. It's funny because, I mean, obviously he's joking about that, but a lot of people do actually do that. They're link me your glad achievement. There we go. Smooth this out. Move that around some. There we go. Ooh, that is. Right. Very soft. So this is like how I want people to approach their drawing, their pencil drawings, right? You're prioritizing basic blocking, just getting a strong foundation, and then you're slowly building it up from there. Like, I'm not going through and trying to detail right now. You know, this is all a strategy to get the overall shape correct. You got to spend a lot of time with that. Pull that down. I know it looks really dumb right now, but we'll get it back. So we're softening the edges. We're just making sure that, you know, it looks extremely awkward right now, which is fine. We're fighting kind of an awkward grind, which I'm going to look into doing this a little bit better next time. Well, next time. I have 3 portraits and they all have this grind on it. So I'm going to have to use it, but that's okay. Get it going. What are you going to do? And if I really want to, is this for fun painting? Well, I am having a lot of fun, but no, this is a commission. But I'm actually really enjoying this painting quite a bit, just for the heck of it. Let's go in and put this. Let's see, y'all can see some of this here. This is not white, but I'm just going to slowly layer this up. It's not annoying. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. There we go. So again, our goal here is just to get a basic light impression, and I'll start working the edges and correcting the shapes. And, you know, look, plenty of time to make it look pretty. You don't want to lose the drawing and keep it lost, right? You want to keep on sticking with it, and you know, you're going to lose the drawing when you add paint on or do whatever to it. That's totally normal. That's why you constantly keep an eye on it and get it back. Everything you do is in the interest of trying to improve, keep the drawing, right? That's the idea behind this. So it doesn't always need to look like really absolutely perfect. But see, in this manner now, at least we have like light and dark to work with. And you know, and once the texture's right, once I get the texture, you know, correct or accurate, because what's happening is it's kind of beating up a little bit. You know, it's like it's a very slick surface, so the paint is kind of clumping up. It's very awkward to paint on right now, which is okay. It's okay because we layer it. It's an opportunity to layer this up, and then the paint will start laying on it nice and smooth and much more evenly after a while. So, You know, it's like painting's problem solving. That's what it is. You create the problem yourself. You're the problem. You have to fix it. That's essentially what it is. It's okay. Just remain calm. You don't freak out. Dr. Guy. Yeah, it's the Dr. Guy. It's his great grandfather or something like that. What do we know about this Peter Mood? If you look him up, Peter Mood Sr., look him up and try to find a photograph like this. This one is actually, like, it was taken at a very rough angle, and it's very hard to find pictures of him. But, yeah, you can look him up. I looked him up before, and I immediately forgot everything that I read instantly. That's what I do. I flush things out pretty fast, reset, and then I start complaining about arena ratings in Warcraft as a 1600 player. 16. That's all I am. Apparently that's all Blizzard wants me to be. Okay. Let's fix this mouth. $1,200 pumping. Hey man, we went past 1,200 pretty quick. I think we're stuck. We were stuck in the 14s for a little bit of time in the very beginning, and then we got out of that. It went to 16, and then we're just hard stuck there. Nothing's working. It's pretty tough. Like I said, man, last time we got up to 19. So this piece right here, he wants me to take out. He doesn't want that dip. So I'm going to have to kind of downplay this just a little bit, that area. But I can do that later. It would benefit me to put it in right now so I can use it to measure off of, because it's more similar to what's up there. So this is going to be a challenging painting because I have to essentially make the color up, obviously. And you'd think that's easy to do. And for me, of course it is, but for most people it's not. Constantly trying to correct this stuff. So we're not really adding color right now. It's kind of like a base flesh tone or whatever. What the hell? Are you moving this thing, boy? Here, let me get you more fruit. Fruit your ass. One second, boy. Come here. Do this. Baby. You all right, boy? You doing okay? Here, eat that. You okay? Oh, baby. Oh, if I do that, I guess I'll just do this. Just make it so I can trip over it there. Let's see, what time is it? It's 2:46. So Brian, my student's about to come in. Probably in, well, it's at 3 o'clock, so I have 15 minutes. And so he's gonna come and I'm gonna teach him. Died over 200 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, the MMR buff. That's why I say I'm probably, like, the reality is I'm probably a 1600 player. Whereas, like, when most people are playing are probably 18s or something. That's my guess, at least. Which I'm fine with. It is what it is. It's all good. That's the reality of it. You gotta get better. This piece comes over some. See what we're doing? We're correcting the drawing. Always trying to correct the drawing. Trying to understand what we're looking at. That understanding, if you understand, if you study, you take that time, it's going to come out in the painting in a very special way. That's going to drop some. I'm using comparative measurements. Now, ideally, you're using comparative measurements and you're able to do size drawing the same size you see it. It's just a different way of you can compare at the same time. But if you don't have that, you should always be using comparative measurements, always, in my opinion. But if you can't do size, that's okay. It's awkward. So maybe what we can do, let me see if you eat that. Here, we got one more, boy. One more, baby. Here we go, boy. You're welcome, boy. So we got a banana in here for him. Sounds. Remember. Way. 8. All right, Gears. I'll see you, buddy. Good old Gears. He's into game design. He knows these things. Okay, let's go in with a smaller brush here. Let's start shaping with, so I mixed my paints before I kind of understood the properties of what I was painting on. So we can start putting like a little bit of color in the shadows if we want. This is actually applying quite nicely. So maybe what I do, I start applying this and I can start, so I can work the shadows at the same time now. But see, this is all strategic. Yes. Hey, Brian, come on in. All right, we got Brian here. All right, guys, I will start. I'll stream again probably in about an hour. I have to teach my protege over here. All right, so I'll be back. We'll continue this Wednesday, busy day. And when I stream, I'll probably stream for about another hour or so. So hour-long break, I'll be back. You guys, y'all are awesome. I'll see you.